Welcome back to TKL Talks. I am TKL and I am here with the topic friends. How many of us have them? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. And I'm still here with my girls, Rhonda in the building and Mysheka. Yes, and we have been in this topic and we have been going deep. And the last thing that we hashtag in the comments was gated community. So listen, I want to know, because I can speak to this. Has there ever been a time where you were deeply hurt or disappointed by a friendship? How did you navigate that? Did you end it? Did you mend it? Rhonda, I'm going to ask you that question first.
Sheesh. Well, unfortunately, yes, I have been in a friendship where I was deeply hurt, but it goes back to what I spoke to earlier. At that time, I didn't have relational intelligence. I invested deeply into this person who, for years, really wasn't that invested in me, or she saw me differently than I saw her.
Yeah.
And it was devastating, when the relationship went south. We're not arch enemies, or like we don't kick it, but it's just it will never be what it was.
Right.
We're cordial. I see her, she speaks, I speak, but it's just I had to learn, you know what I mean? And I think what brought the disappointment was my expectation. I had an expectation, and I think what is important, even when speaking to expectation, that you have communication and put those expectations out there versus these unspoken expectations that you have, and then when they go unmet, you're disappointed, you're offended, or whatever. So I think it's imperative to have those conversations, right? You know what I mean? And say, what is this? What do we have going on? And then so nobody's let down, nobody's hurt, because that's what happened to me. But I'm grown enough and mature enough not to harbor, right, the resentment. It hurt for a while. It took a while. Right. God had to take me on a course of mending and healing my heart, and learning relational intelligence.
Wow, that relational intelligence topic again. I want to open this up to either one of you guys, and because I'm assuming Mysheka, can you attest to that? Have you had an experience where a friendship was, you were hurt badly by a friendship, or you had to rearrange someone in your life due to some differences? Can you speak to that?
So not necessarily hurt, but the rearranging. As I grew in my relationship with Christ, things changed.
Yes.
The person didn't change, I did. And so our relationship changed. We were no longer on the same page. We no longer desired the same things. We just weren't going in the same direction. So had to kind of rearrange her position in my life.
Wow. So that person is still in your life, but in a different part of your gated community.
She's at the gate.
She's at the gate. Okay, at the gate. And Rhonda, I want to really piggyback a little bit more on what you talked about with the friendship that you were deeply hurt by. How did that affect your future relationships? And you can speak to that, whether it was prior to your relational intelligence, and then how it affected your relationships after you became a little bit more relationally intelligent.
I did not allow it to affect my future relationships. Good. It could have, if I would have stayed in that state, if I would have stayed hurt and with my guard and my walls up, but I didn't allow. I went on a course. God took me to school, and I went on a course, and I had to learn about me. I had to learn to love me, because when you love yourself, you won't put yourself in situations like that. You know what I mean? Oftentimes we don't recognize or realize how we feel about ourselves until we're in these types of predicaments. So I had to go to school. He had to take me, break me. I was broken. I was hurt, and then he healed me and allowed me to see me. And I didn't allow that to hinder new relationships, because
God that you didn't, because you're the connector now in your friendship circle. So imagine if you would have shut all that down, like hashtag no new friends, but you opened up your heart, and now you're connecting other people who may have necessarily not have been connected without you. That's
because
amazing.
that was my prayer, though. I wanted God to give me some godly women.
Yes.
That were true to him and that will be true to me. So if I was closed off, I would have missed all of this. You know what I mean? But and now to be in this season, it's an answered prayer season where I have beautiful women in my life like you and Mysheka. Like, I love you guys, and God has really answered my prayer and gave me some really good, genuine, God-fearing, loving women. We ain't hating on each other, you know, that type of stuff. It's just because, you know, back in the day I wanted to hang with the guys because the girls would hurt you, you know. But yeah,
and I see you're getting a little bit emotional. So tell me, like, what are you feeling? What is that?
because I'm just grateful. Don't do that now. You're gonna have me break all the way down. I'm trying to keep it together, but I'm grateful to God. Because he answered my prayer. You know what I mean? He answered my prayer.
I so love that. So love that. And I can glean from you for so many reasons, because there was a period where I shut everything down in a way of quote unquote protecting my heart. And I missed out on so much time with you guys, you know, prior to that. But one thing that I would say about you two were you were patient. You were patient with me. Y'all allowed me to, you know, introduce myself. I'm the hurt friend, you know what I mean? So hey, but you know, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. But I just love your heart for your friends, and I can see how you show up in people's lives just the way that they love on you. Oh my goodness. Amazing. Amazing. So listen guys, this topic again, I told y'all, is just so near and dear to my heart. But I want you to tell me about, you know, just how your friendships support you now in your lives. How do they show up for you? Because you show up for so many people. Do people do that for you?
Me particular.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna piggyback and I'm gonna ask Mysheka this question. How do people show up? Because I'm gonna let you get it together for right now, okay? Mysheka, how do your friendships show up for you? Because I see how you show up, and I see how you're the strong friend. And I know you said you have your mentor, but do you know, in those friendships that you do have in certain parts of your gated community, are they showing up for you the way that you envisioned them to?
Yes. Yes,
Wonderful.
my core group, the people that are inside,
Yeah,
they show up. That's why they're inside, right?
Yes.
Because they show up in a way that I need them to show up. My best friend, 30 years, she just knows if I'm on the phone with her and she feels that something is wrong. And this young lady doesn't drive. She will Uber to my house and just come sit with me.
Wow.
My friend group, they show up. They will pull up. Let me feel like I'm going, because I've recently gone through a transition in my family.
Yeah.
And all four of them have shown up, and they are there, even though they don't understand necessarily
Right.
what I'm going through because they haven't gone through it, but they're there for whatever it is that I need. They are showing up. They just love on me. Even when I am like, you know what, I don't need it. Because sometimes I am Mysheka.
Right.
And I'm like,
I'm
you know
good.
what, I'm good. I don't need this. But they show up and they love me where I am. And that is just so precious to me.
Yes. Well, I absolutely love that. We are going to continue to dive into this topic. But once again, we just need to take a quick break. Go ahead and refresh those snacks, guys. Get those drinks. And we'll be back right after this.
Don't miss out on the opportunity to be inspired, informed, and empowered. We are B3 Media TV.